Alright, well, everything's up and running here. Boiler's looking good, holding at about 60. Engine runs really sweet. I just put a temporary exhaust pipe on there so water doesn't splash onto the alternator. So there's a switch right here. It's on position right now, so it's charging. You notice that when I flip the switch up, it speeds up. Didn't do it much there. But anyway, you flip it back like that, that's when it starts charging. So it's charging right now. And we got the oiler all filled there. And just running a temporary steam hose here, about a quarter throttle. And I've got a temporary battery on there, because you probably have your own battery bank. It's kind of sliding off here, so I've got to kind of straighten it up a little bit. My cable is not real strong. This is a forward and reversing engine, but you only need it in forward, or one direction, one way or the other. Doesn't matter with the alternator. So you can adjust the alternator right there, tighten the belt. And this oiler, I just have one of the valves only open a quarter of a turn. That's enough oil for that engine. You know, even an eighth of a turn would be enough. You fill it right here. There's a fill cap right there. Oilers are on the side here. They're more for decoration. I mean, I usually stick an oil can in there and, you know, put some oil in it that way. Here, I'll show you. Just kind of at the top here, let it run down. It only needs it once in a while. If those oilers weren't there, it'd be kind of plain looking. And of course, I have a grease fitting on the crank. I can show you. Okay, so there's a grease fitting here. Every once in a while, I'll give it an eighth of a turn. Right there. Then there's other oil places on the other side. Over there. So the eccentrics have oil holes right here. And just once a day, depending on how many hours it's running, just put a little dab of oil in there. Those are the forward and reversing eccentrics. So this one's in gear now, or in operation. And if I loosen the handle and pull it back, now you have this one in operation, and it goes. The engine will go now the opposite direction. Give it some steam here. You gotta have that tight. Oh, nuts are loose here. So now it's going the opposite direction. And just use this a valve like this. I'll send one along to control the steam speed. The steam going into it. Runs very nicely in that direction as well. I think I can get it to go by with one hand here. You usually need two hands. So I'm just going to change it now. Now it's going in the other direction. And I oil places like this as well. And all the moving parts here, just give them a squirt of oil once in a while. Okay, I'm going to change the direction of it here, see if it goes. So it going the other way. Hear that? Now it's charging. I'm going to give it a little more throttle. Probably hear it. So at that RPM, a little shaky here. That's the engine spinning about 250 RPM, maybe 200 RPM, but at the alternator it's turning at 800 to 900 RPM because of the pulley. So I'm going to let it run here for a couple hours and make sure everything's tip-top shape, and we'll be all done with it. The boiler's great. No leaks, no moans, no nothing. Just turning out steam. I don't have a very big fire in there right now, so nothing really, hot going on to keep up steam. But when the boiler's running correctly and you manage the fire correctly, this boiler will make enough steam to run that engine continuously. Well, there you go.